can't even finish a video, and WWE has the axe out big time. Well, maybe Triple H is just walking around. He's just hitting the shovel on the phone, just hitting people's name on speed dial, and that's how he's picking them out. But the call has finally came. It's been 4 years of jokes, and the joke now won't be funny anymore. JTG was probably the one guy that took it the furthest with his tweets today. His tweet was one of the best. It just came through. It says, "Why'd I gotta pick up the phone?" And the call has finally came. It was gotten to the point where it seemed like JTG had to have some sort of dirt on somebody in WWE. If he had nude pictures of Stephanie McMahon, or what was out there. I don't know. Maybe he saved some kid from drowning one day or something like that. But JTG has finally been released. Crime Time was an awesome team. If you weren't a fan of Crime Time back in the day, you're lying to yourself, because those guys were awesome. And probably, I don't know, in one of the weirdest tag divisions that they had. They had the Highlanders, they had Crime Time, they had the Spirit Squad. They had to have had some other tag teams out there. I think Cade and Murdoch were the champs around that time. And how Crime Time never became tag team champions, I have no clue. Basically, there was a altercation, I guess you can say, at a house show where basically the Crime Time hit their finishers on the referee because the referee messed up a spot, and WWE had to release Crime Time due to, you can't have, the boys putting hands on the referee, even if it is to entertain the crowd, and everybody in the crowd knew that the only reason why Crime Time lost was because the ref messed up. They were released, they were brought back about 6 months later. Everybody knows their big debut. It was the opening of Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 24. They came out, they got a pretty big pop. It was a pretty big surprise. I don't know if maybe they were there and they did access or anything like that, or if they just were kept in the dark and nobody knew they were coming out, and everybody was just so excited to be at the Raw after WrestleMania, which if I think it was held right there in the stadium where WrestleMania was, if I remember right. It felt like that show was outdoors for some reason. But, after Crime Time broke up, JTG never really found his pace. I mean, I guess he got the win at Extreme Rules in the match against Chad, which everybody wants to forget. Chad kicked his ass. Everybody thought that Chad was going to be a big deal in WWE. He was going to get pushed up to the top. It never really happened. I mean, look at Titus O'Neil right now. You can say the same thing about the breakup of the Primetime players. And right now with Darren Young out due to injury, Titus O'Neil would either be on the sidelines or he'd be wrestling singles anyways. But everybody thought that Titus O'Neil was going to be a big-time deal. But you can see that, that every time that they have all of the heels run out there to help the Authority, he's one of those guys, which means he's nowhere near the top. And I don't think he's ever going to reach that. If there ever comes a point you can put the Primetime players together, learn from this. JTG didn't go anywhere by himself, and he was the more talented and the more entertaining of the two. Titus O'Neil's not going anywhere solo. Put that team back together. Everybody wants to see the millions of dollars. Gets everybody pumped up. But, once, Shad went down to FCW, it didn't take long before he was released, and they realized they had made a mistake. And it's been 4 years since then, and JTG has somehow kept this job. He was on the NXT show that never wanted to end, NXT Redemption, as one of the pros, and he was able to be on there, and he was able to wrestle matches, and I think he even tried his hand at becoming a wrestler. I'm sorry, he is a wrestler. Trying his hand at becoming a manager. I seem to remember that gimmick for a bit where he was coming out there in his his suit jacket, and he was trying to be the next Bobby the Brain Heenan, and that never worked out. But besides for really going off one day about not giving a chance in WWE on Twitter before Monday Night Raw and being put in a match against Ryback to sort of be thrown up on the cross and crucified. This guy really hasn't done anything. I mean, there's not even anything on his Wikipedia page. After Alicia Fox gives him a makeover on NXT back in 2012. So for 2 years, this guy has squeaked through getting a paycheck and just... I don't even know if he shows up. Everybody made the joke that he was part of the Adam Rose party. During the Adam Rose debut, there was one guy, somebody got a picture of him. It looked like him. I don't know if it was him, but, you know, you got to think WWE's got to get their money's worth out of this guy. I think it was funny. Let me see if I can find it. I know I got a lot of tweets today because everybody wanted to know what I thought about what was going down. But somebody sent me just a random YouTube vlog about somebody going out to get ice cream and cookies last night. And JTG's fucking in the blog. He's not, like, in the blog, but, like, somebody is filming them walking to this ice cream place, and there's JTG waiting at the stoplight to cross the street, and right behind him as the guy's talking into his camera. Damn it, I can't find it. I want to give you a shout out, but because it made my night last night. I went to bed laughing about that, and I thought it was really, really funny. I've gone way too far into my things. I don't think I can find it, but fuck, I tweet a lot. Go look through the things I've retweeted in the last 24 hours, and you'll find it. But JTG's finally released. I'm sure almost everybody's going to get a chance to meet this guy. He'll probably be doing the wrestling, you know, indie circuit, you know, wrestling matches, doing conventions. And if you see JTG, give him the $20 for a picture and an autograph. I mean, this guy is sort of like a... Ask him his story. I mean, ask him, you know, what he did to really hang on. You know, the Crime Time as a team did a shoot interview during their release with RF Video. I found it very entertaining. You know, they didn't lie about the story. They told the truth about everything that was going down. And, you know, why they got fired, and talked about how they weren't taking any TNA bookings because they didn't want to, you know, mess up their chance of getting back into WWE, because they really did believe that one day they would be getting the call to get in there. But JTG finally released. Into the jokes. And now, who do you think is out there on the roster that's next? Because I don't know. I would probably say Ryder. Because a lot of those lower level guys, they're not going to be there anymore. And somebody's got to get it next.